When it comes to great sex, is a great ass a great asset?
I would say so, yes. Every time I get into the bedroom with a man, that's the first thing he wants to grab.
If having a great ass gives you confidence, then naturally you're going to have better sex. Or have sex, which is, you know, half the battle.
Haley wants plastic surgery to bring sexy back to her backside after it was disfigured in an accident.
The scar really makes me feel a lack of self-confidence. It makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I hate it. My dating life definitely suffers from it.
In a hidden camera experiment, we test whether male reaction to a student nurse changes when her perky bottoms out. Studies show that a person who is dissatisfied with her body not only has fewer and less satisfying sexual experiences, but she tends to perceive herself as sexually unskilled. When it comes to great sex, is loving your ass a great asset?
I don't always love my bum, but my husband sure does.
No, I'm not sure, but I think men are just happy if you're naked and saying yes. Seriously? Like, do they really care that much what the ass looks like? It's dark anyway, right? Isn't it? It's not always dark. Uh-oh.
Maria Gurevich teaches women's sexuality at Ryerson University.
Despite the images we see on Sex and the City, many women are still uncomfortable expressing their sexuality. It's not surprising that women's excessive preoccupation with their bodies during sex would lead them to be distracted from the actual experience.
22-year-old Haley has been preoccupied with how her bum looks ever since she was injured in an accident.
The accident was a series of horrible events, including a lot of alcohol.
Haley fell off the back of a moving subway train after a night of drinking with her friends. For Haley, the worst part of the scarring is what it tells potential new boyfriends about her character.
When I have to explain the scar and the accident, it's really embarrassing and something I try to avoid until the last minute when I have no choice but to explain.
You want to do the garlic? And I'll do these. How's that?
Fine.
I believe that Haley has felt insecure and has lacked a little more self-confidence than she normally would have had before. If I was in Haley's shoes, I would really want to have that repaired. You don't want to have to be explaining these things to everybody all the time.
My scars are just a constant reminder of, like, what is wrong with you?
Can men really read our character by looking at our butts? Steve Jordans is a professor at the University of Toronto.
Human buttocks are what psychologists refer to as sign stimuli, which means that the sight of an attractive behind elicits an automatic behavioral response, in this case, sexual arousal in men.
A firm and perky butt is a sign that a woman is healthy and therefore will be good at childbearing and has the ability to be caring. In a hidden camera experiment, we're sending Mary and her firm and perky butt to a downtown gym to pose as a student nurse conducting a men's healthy living survey.
How many hours of sleep do you get a night?
Enough.
Enough, okay. How many times do you work out during the week?
4.
3 to 4. How much fruit do you eat a day?
Like 2.
2?
But what we're really testing is whether Mary's firm and perky posterior is giving men a sign that she's a caring woman. How will men rate her performance on a compassion scale?
How would you rate my overall compassion? A, you found me extremely compassionate and understanding. B, you found me moderately compassionate but very friendly. C, you found me less compassionate than you would have liked. Or D, I could try harder to be more compassionate, but there is hope.
Or E, you haven't listened to a thing I've said and you're just waiting to do it with me in the steam room.
B.
B, okay, moderately. How would you rate my overall compassion?
Oh, there's lots.
All right. How would you rate my overall compassion? Extremely compassionate?
Very compassionate.
All right.
87% of survey takers gave Mary a B or higher on the compassion scale.
A, awesome. B?
Yeah, moderately.
Moderately, all right.
Let's go.
Okay, so moderately, all right.
Let's go top grade.
All right, I like that one.
You were very compassionate that I didn't have enough fruit, probably.
I would have yelled at that guy for not eating fruit. Come on, there's no reason. Have you had watermelon? It's delicious. What's wrong with you? No compassion, bad butt. You see?
Less compassionate, or I could try harder.
Try hard.
Ah.
This guy gave her a D, but stays around to chat.
What's your name?
Mary.
I like how the cutest guy gave the lowest grade. Oh, the pretty boys, they're so mean.
Mary is surrounded by men who want to chat.
Where do you go to school?
Why don't you circle the first three?
Thank you. Okay.
Do they all find her caring?
You found me extremely compassionate. You found me moderately compassionate. You found me less compassionate than you would have liked. Or I could definitely try harder.
Let's say number one.
Number one. I like that
Okay,
one.
easy. Easy does it, the last guy there. Calm down. You. Yeah, you. We're at a gym here. Easy.
Actually, she felt very caring because she asked the questions in such a way that there was always a smile on her face.
It's no surprise that men are willing to participate in a survey conducted by a young, attractive woman, and that they give her positive feedback about her performance. Research shows that people generally attribute positive characteristics to attractive people.
Haley worries that her disfigured bum sends the wrong signal about her character, and she wants plastic surgery to improve its appearance.
Help me pick out some underwear. My girlfriends were the first ones to say, well, if that was me, I would be in the surgeon's office like the next day, no matter what, for sure, 100%. And they'll tease me like, I can't believe you went this long without getting it. Well, these look really bad.
Do they really?
I don't want to come out.
The pink ones?
Yeah.
Well, you have to come out.
Stuff is popping out and looking really gross.
No, they don't cover it well.
No.
No, I don't like it.
No. I hope after I got the surgery, it's smoothed out and round and, you know, everything a bum should be, really, is what I'm hoping for. I'm definitely looking forward to putting my butt behind me and saying goodbye.
Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh found that 2/3 of women who underwent plastic surgery to contour their bodies reported having orgasms more easily after surgery. When it comes to great sex, is plastic surgery a great asset?
My tummy tuck gave me a really great figure and made me feel really sexy in the bedroom. In fact, we had our second baby as a result.
Dr. William Middleton is a facial plastic surgeon who owns a clinic in Toronto.
People that have cosmetic surgery, for whatever reason, usually experience an improvement in self-esteem. It leads to more confidence and thereby indirectly improves their sex lives and that of their partners as well.
In the second part of our hidden camera test, we're changing Mary's bottom from jiggy to jiggly. And again, we're sending her to a downtown gym to pose as a student nurse conducting a men's healthy living survey. If a woman's butt really can send men a message about how caring she is, then big and bold bum Mary may find men give her a lower rating on the compassion scale.
3, how would you rate my overall compassion? B. A.
Moderate.
Okay.
Men continue to rate Mary as caring, even when she gives them a lot of cheek.
So apparently having a big butt does not make you any less compassionate than a nice butt. So, ha ha ha, we win. I think.
Think again.
No.
Okay. Would you mind doing a survey? Would you mind doing a survey?
You know what?
Of the 40 men Mary approached, only 7 stopped to talk to her.
It's a men's health survey?
No.
Okay.
Wow, they're being so rude to her. I would have just picked up a dumbbell and thrown it at their faces. Sorry about your broken jaw. How's my compassion level now?
Did you do a survey? Okay. It felt really frustrating. It felt uncomfortable physically. I felt dejected because so many guys walked by, said no, flat out. Would you do a men's health survey? Okay. I think they really didn't want to have anything to do with me. Would you do a survey?
A very different response from what Mary got in part 1 of the hidden camera experiment.
Thanks a lot, Jen.
Dr. Tim Spruill is a board-certified plastic surgeon who has practiced for 23 years. He'll examine Haley today to prepare for surgery to improve the appearance of her injuries.
Hey, Haley, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Why don't you stand and just expose the offending area, so to speak. Okay, let me just undo this. Okay, oh no, okay, so the scar itself extends from way up high here on the lateral part of your buttock, then goes right down underneath.
Yep.
I have to say to you though, this scar is actually a pretty good scar, as scars go in this kind of circumstance when you've had this kind of trauma. Although it is possible we could improve this scar, it will only be improved by a percentage. Okay. So that's the scar. Now, this depression here, this is certainly interesting, and I would suspect that what's happened here is probably from the direct trauma. You've developed what we call fat necrosis, which means the fatty tissue of your buttock, while it probably saved your life, has been severely damaged. You've now got a depression from that. Fairly simply, we can do a combination of removing some fatty tissue from around it and fat grafting the middle.
Haley's surgery is not without risk. She could face complications. Discoloration. Restriction of the blood supply after fat grafting can cause bruising and discoloration. Keloid scars. Poor wound healing can cause raised scarring. Blood clots. Liposuction can cause fat to travel through blood to the lungs and brain, causing death. Haley is willing to take on the risks of surgery so she can stop thinking about what the appearance of her bum might say to a new boyfriend. She arrives at the clinic on surgery day.
Going into surgery, I feel nervous and a little bit afraid.
Haley, how are you?
My biggest hope would be to have a beautiful movie star bum. After I have the surgery, meeting new guys, I won't have to deal with the embarrassing situations of having to explain what happened and the accident. I'm looking forward to cutting that whole horrible thing out of my life.